Hi, my name is Dr. Rick Pfenninger. I'm a saxophone professor and director of music technology at Plymouth State University. And I just want to take a little bit of time to talk to you about our program here and about, give you some sort of ideas and feedback about maybe, what you should be looking for in another program, although we do hope you choose Plymouth. First thing we'll talk about is small studio size. We have a very small, not very small, but we have a small studio, 5 to 6 people. And I try to keep it that way because I really want everybody playing in all the ensembles all the time. I'm a firm believer in the more you play, the more opportunities you get, the better musician you're going to be. So the minute you come on campus, you're going to be playing in symphonic band, jazz ensemble, jazz combo, chamber winds, sax quartet, super sax ensemble, pit orchestra, anything that you desire to play in, there's usually room to have you play in. And there are auditions for some things, but jazz ensemble typically has 5 saxophones, and in this way no one, for the most part, everybody's playing in jazz ensemble the full years that they're at Plymouth. The other thing I want to talk about is in your lessons you can study either jazz or classical or both. Most of our students choose to do both, and I encourage it because it's only going to make you a better educator and musician. You are also assigned a professional pianist for your entire 4 years at Plymouth to help you prepare for recitals. This is included in your lessons. You don't have to pay a pianist by the hour, which I had to do at Eastman when I did my undergrad. You work with this pianist 20 minutes a week outside of your lesson to help you prepare for Wednesday afternoon recitals, which you're required to do, and your senior recital. So, that's a real advantage to our program in that you do get to work with a pianist all that time. The other thing that I really wanted to mention was the fact that I'm a director of music technology. I write for the Weather Channel. I have things on cable TV, independent movies. I have 10 solo CDs on Apple iTunes. I'm very active in the professional world, and I share my experience with the Saxophone Studio. And I make sure that the Saxophone Studio in particular is really tech savvy, that you know about how to use Pro Tools, how to use Logic, how to use Finale, how to use Sibelius, because it's only going to make you much more marketable when you go out and teach in the real world. Music education is changing. There's a real need for people who know what they're doing with technology, and I really believe Plymouth has a leg up on most places providing that for you. The other thing I'll mention is that you really need to make sure that your saxophone professor is a full-time faculty member, not an adjunct. Any institution you go to, if they're an adjunct, you'll find that adjuncts tend to change a lot because they're out looking for better jobs, whereas a full-time person will be here probably most likely for the full 4 years that you're studying. Find out what the track record is of students who have left the institution. What are they doing? My saxophone majors are teachers both in private and public sector. I also have some teaching at the university level. My students have gone on to get masters and doctorates in performance and education. I have students playing on cruise ships. I have students who are playing in military bands. I have one gentleman who got his DMA from NYU and started his own jazz club and is doing very well. So find out what the students are doing at the university. Talk to other students and get an idea for what they're doing when they graduate. It's interesting for us because last year, despite the economy, which wasn't so great, we placed 100% of our music education majors, and that's great. That's what you need to look for when you're looking at an institution. And finally, if you want to come up for a lesson, I'd be more than happy to give you a free lesson. Come on up, we'll talk, get an idea for the facility, for my teaching style, for the studio, and ask any questions that you can think of. And like I said, if you have any questions about anything, just phone me or email me, and I wish you the best of luck. Thanks.